So here we have another disc of pastry. This is pate brisée, and it is the basis for our coconut cream pie. And this pie is filled with a wonderful custard made out of coconut and coconut milk. And it's topped with whipped cream, another one of my favorites. I keep saying that, but why would I be teaching you anything but my favorites in this show? I want you to know how to make these pies that I have enjoyed over the years. You should know how to make them also. So roll your pastry. Notice I am rolling in one direction and just lightly letting the rolling pin come back towards me without any pressure. Keep your surface well floured, but not too heavily floured. And just make sure while you're rolling that you're constantly moving your pastry so that it is not sticking to the rolling surface. If it sticks, you're going to have a lot of trouble lifting it up off the surface, and you will not have a good pie crust. Okay, so this looks pretty much the right size. It will overhang the edges, which is what I want. Now to lift off the counter, if you were paying attention in the first lesson for pate brisée, you have learned this already, but roll on your rolling pin like this. That lifts the whole thing up without tearing, without breaking, and then carefully roll it off the pin into the dish, just like that. It's a foolproof method for getting that pastry into the dish. Now, your edges are a little rough. Trim with your scissors all the way around. You want a nice big edge on this one. Some people use a knife for this, but I find the scissors really works very well. Okay. Now roll this under. But see how I'm letting it hang over the edge a little bit. Important for this particular spoon handle fluted edge. The bottom will be docked a little bit with a fork. Now to do this spoon edge, flour your handle, and you'll use your finger like this and your spoon to make the edge. Pretty. Many, many ways to make a pie crust. You get this right into the refrigerator or the freezer to chill again. So now we're going to blind bake this crust. The crust has been docked with a fork. Docking prevents erupting during baking. You want to keep the crust nice and flat, so by making these little tiny steam holes, the pastry stays flat in the dish. Now we have to line this with a piece of paper. Some people use aluminum foil. I just don't like having the aluminum on my pastry, so I always use a parchment. Very much like lining a cake tin. If you want to make a large round, fold your square of parchment into some triangles, and I just trim it off with my shears. And then crumple this all up like this. It looks kind of silly, doesn't it? But the more you crumple your paper, the more it will lie flat in your crust. This is better to have a used piece of parchment paper. So there. It's more malleable this way. And now just lay this, and now fill with pie weights. Pie weights can be store-bought. You can buy little aluminum pie weights, or you can use an assortment of dried beans. And they have been used to fill many a pie crust. They weight down the crust. They heat up. They're cooking the top of the crust while the oven is cooking the underside of the crust. And they keep everything nice and flat and keep the crust in the dish. Keeps it from shrinking down in the dish. So this should go right into a 375-degree oven. Bake until the edges of the crust are a light golden brown. That takes about 25 minutes. Then we remove the beans or the weights and then bake a little bit more, maybe 10 minutes more, until it's all evenly golden brown. And now for the custard filling. So you'll need 4 egg yolks separated from their whites. Now, it's a thickening of cornstarch, 1/4 cup of cornstarch, and 1/2 cup of sugar. Mix these together in your saucepan because you'll get all the lumps out of the cornstarch. That's the cornstarch. Quite floury. And add 1 1/4 cups of whole milk and 1 1/2 cups coconut milk. Coconut milk differs from coconut cream. It's a much thinner version. And you can make your own if you have a fresh coconut, but you can also buy coconut milk. Into this liquid, add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Have your egg yolks ready. As soon as it starts to thicken, you will temper your egg yolks and then add them back. It's already getting thick. I'm now going to stir with a wooden spoon. So this custard, like others, can be baked or stirred on the stovetop. A custard like this requires slow cooking and gentle heat in order to prevent separation or curdling, and be very, very careful. It's like making a creme brulee or a cup custard. So everything is nicely dissolved. It's time now to temper the egg yolks. I'm going to take a little bit of the mixture and whisk it into the egg yolks in a thin stream. You don't want to cook the egg yolks. You just want to temper them. Bring them as close to the temperature of this liquid as possible without cooking them. Because the egg yolks, in addition to the cornstarch, act as the thickeners for the custard. There, that's good. Nicely tempered. And now you can just put this whole thing back into the pot and continue cooking over low heat until the mixture thickens and coats the back of a wooden spoon. Now, I'll show you what I meant by coating the back of a wooden spoon. It's coated, and you can draw a line in it, and that line, tasty, will stay. Now, 3/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla and 1 cup of the very best shredded sweetened coconut. Stir that in, and that is your custard filling. You could just put this into little custard cups and feed it to the kids as coconut pudding. It's very good, but it will be even better in our gorgeous crust. Now I want to show you why this is such a good crust. Not only is it the right color underneath as well as on top, but it also lifts out of the dish. It holds together, and yet it is still tender and crispy. So that's a fine pate brisée recipe. So now just pour this into your pie shell. And that's your coconut cream custard. Now take a piece of plastic wrap, lightweight if you can find it, and just place it over the custard and refrigerate until the custard itself is totally chilled. Do not freeze, because freezing and thawing can cause the filling to separate. Just not a good idea. So the pie filling has completely chilled. It doesn't move. That's good. And now you can dollop on some softly whipped cream. This is 1 1/2 cups of heavy cream and 2 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar whipped in. And it looks good. You could put a little vanilla in your whipped cream also. Every last bit should go on that pie. And then you can kind of swirl it a little bit. I like to make sure I cover the entire custard without covering the crust, of course. Now these are old-fashioned deep pies, which are very satisfying to eat and very delicious. And as I said in the beginning of the show, once you master the art of making the pie crust itself, you will feel very good about making pies on a regular basis at home. Tastes very good. Toasted coconut. This is fresh coconut, or you can buy coconut flakes like this and lightly toast them in the oven. If you're going to make your own out of fresh coconuts, take a vegetable peeler and make flakes and just brown those flakes on a cookie sheet in the oven, and they will brown nicely. I think this looks really good. You don't have to use all of them, but I'm going to. And voila. a very, very nice coconut cream pie that you are going to devour. I hope I've been able to teach you how easy it is to make some incredible pies.